In a corporate world where all employees have great leaders with no egos that create fun cultures where people can do their best work, the employees and companies thrive while doing great things for the customers, themselves, and each other.
Well, we know that rarely happens. I'm Jeff Palacio. I have been a leader for over 40 years for every t-shirt size company, from small 16 employees to extra large over 1 million. Please join me while I interview outstanding leaders that will share stories of great leadership and not so great. It will help you become a better leader while poking fun about all the crazy shit that happens in corporate America. Welcome to a special edition of the Corporate Couch. These episodes will be more of a love seat that focuses on one topic and will run 15 to 30 minutes. For each special edition episode, you will hear from one or more outstanding leaders sharing their expertise on the most important challenges in corporate America today. Mark, hard to believe that we're on our November episode of the It's 5 O'Clock Summer, right?
That's right. Do you know what November is? It is my birthday month. November 13th is my birthday.
Well, there you go.
I don't celebrate all month like a friend we have, but I will celebrate on November 13th, having a party. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm glad it's almost the end of the year.
Yeah, it's your book party.
That's right. Same day as my birthday. I haven't promoted that, but I'll cheers to that on the 13th.
This episode will be published late November and maybe the first part of December, but I know you and I are big on goal setting for the next year. Explain your process. What do you go through?
I'll mention it's an ongoing process with a life coach. If you've never hired one, you know my life coach, Kay Blonde. It becomes an end of year ongoing discussion that starts around September. Oddly enough, Kay is hosting Kay Blonde. Those that aren't familiar with her, she used to be the productivity coach at Keller Williams, Overland Park. She does life coaching now. When the pandemic came around, she started doing group coaching. I've done that for 5 years. Jeff, you were in there for maybe a year, so you know several of the people that are in that class. She is closing it down, so it's interesting. Oh, wow. Finishing the year with her no longer doing the group coaching with a group. I don't know what the group is, 50 people. So wow. I'd say 20 to 30 people show up every Thursday. But on top of that, she's doing an end-of-year 2-hour special at Cross Country Mortgage this Friday. I choose a word for the year. We can talk about that if you want to, because I've already got it. I kind of try to escape the busyness, writing goals. This year I have a wonderful administrative assistant, executive assistant, administrative coordinator. She's a lot of things. She's been with us 2 months, will be helping me with that. So I'm sharing them with somebody else. That's a key for goal setting, is not just holding them to yourself and actually putting them on a sticky thing and screen and making them simple. I have them written here for business goals. So yeah, this is the time of year in November to start thinking about the next year, because by December it's holiday time and get your fat pants out.
Yeah, that was actually one big takeaway I got from Kay, that, I think she likes to wrap the kind of year-end goal setting around before like December 15th. So you have the holidays and you're just, the end of year type trying to rest and reset.
She really suggests take the last week of December off. So the week before, between Christmas and New Year's. Yep. We just announced to our team our office is closed from the 24th to the 2nd, because maybe the 5th, because the 1st falls on a Thursday or Friday. So anyways, we're going to follow that advice. I'm still available, and there's a lot of end of year stuff that still needs to happen. But with the luxury of remote work, I can do that from the comfort of my home. So it's nice that we're doing that as a team. That is not to do goal setting. That's long before the last week of December. That's more of just to relax and celebrate a good year.
I have to ask you, what is your one word for 2026?
I don't know if it's the word, but I am going to attempt to focus on health more. You know that my wife and I joined Lifetime Fitness maybe 2 or 3 months ago. We've been once. I'm just kidding. We've been more than once. But
your kids have your great. Yeah. And
we've been
Emily
to the pool a couple times. Yes.
That doesn't count.
Not only with health, even if it's in shape is one thing. It's just, I think I shared on this podcast a couple times ago, John Ruhlin died at 44. I believe it was from a heart issue. I've had 2 clients who passed away in older ages One of them was sudden at 75 years old. So health is my word, but also I'm interested in not only getting in better shape, but reviewing what things might be under the surface that I don't know by potentially scheduling of executive physical, which is a physical of a lot of things. I'm in my early 40s, so that's a priority. I don't think there's anything to be scared of, but you never know, and I'm at a point where I'd rather be what's the word, proactive instead of reactive with my health.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I have done the one word thing. I did not do it this year, but actually I did. This year my word was abundance for 2025. So there you go.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't know if I had one word, but in all bold and this sticky note that's on my screen is pay it forward, which has been rebranded for One for All, as we know with my book. So I was all about paying it forward, giving gifts, surprising people, and that's been a really good thing this year.
Yeah, love it. Hey, I know you talk about this in your book because I know we don't publish the whole video, but got this in the mail from you.
Oh, nice.
The Send It cards.
Yep.
So I know you mentioned that in your book, but it's really nice. It's a envelope that looks handwritten and a nice card that looks personalized and has your autograph on the bottom. So talk about that. I know you mentioned in the book, but I think it's a phenomenal way to kind of, like you said, systemize kindness, which is a subtitle of your book.
Yeah, I use them a lot. How many have you gotten this week? You're going to get another one.
Only one this week, so
that's good.
Yeah.
You got the Halloween one by Halloween, I hope. SendOutCards is a service that I've used for probably 3 or 4 years, and I use it to do a lot of things, including share photos. So if you haven't gotten it yet, Jeff, I saw a great photo on Halloween of you and your granddaughter Oakley and Robin, and it's frameable. You know the one I'm talking about. So if you haven't got it in the mail, you're going to get it after another card. But I use it to send photos because people don't print them anymore, and they end up at fun places with a small note on the back. After all meetings with people, I send them, and SendOutCards is great to be able to package it with a small gift like a brownie or caramels or anything else. So yes, you are getting more than one if you haven't gotten the other one yet.
Yeah, when I launched the podcast, The Corporate Couch, almost now 3 years ago, it was January 2023. Yeah. You sent me a nice card, and it had my podcast artwork was on the cover of the card, which was I actually put it up on my whiteboard, magnetized little clip there. Yeah, it's still up there.
Yep. Yeah. And it makes me think about this. You and I got photos together a month ago, and we haven't done anything with them. So I had professional headshots done, and I was like, Jeff, just stop by for a photo with the photographer there we did it at the downtown Olathe Library, and we got a couple good photos that are funny, some laughing, some serious, some we need to figure out how we're going to rebrand the podcast in 2026 too. So let's add that to our list, and you'll see some fun photos, or maybe one rebranded coming up with you and I soon too.
Yep. The artwork of this corporate couch, it's 5:00 somewhere. We'll have a different cover art. So
yes.
Speaking
of that, I also did my family photos over the weekend. I think I've skipped 2 years without sending a holiday card. And believe it or not, I'm the one that wants to do it, not my wife. So there's that. But we had 3 days rescheduled, and then photos in Antioch Park finally for Sunday, which was perfect. It was 55 to 60 degrees in the morning. That park is really pretty. 1 week later, the trees changed. So I'm excited to see what those look like, and I'll get those in the next week or two too. But I'm sure other families are doing that as well.
Yeah, very nice. What's on your reading list right now? What are you reading?
I don't have anything front of mind right now. So if you have a suggestion, let me know. But I think what comes to mind is Likeable Leader was from a guy that I've just recently met. The book has showed up, but I haven't read it. And his name is Jason Young. He was connected to me by Logan Forbes and let's see who else connected him to me, Christian Hill, as another author and resource, and connected with him not once, but now twice. He's out of Georgia, I believe close to Athens, so he has a Southern accent, but a great mentor for me on someone that does the author thing full time. I've just written one book. It's not my job.
Right.
So he had ideas for continuing to do it, but Likeable Leader, it's right up my alley. At the end of the day, I think people do business with people, not so much companies. And if you can lead by example and be a leader that's likable, that's That's a pretty big deal. There's leaders out there that are not likable,
Right.
and the success is totally different. So if you can control that to some extent, it's a good thing to focus on. Any books for you?
Well, first, thank you. You introduced me to Jason Young, and I did meet with him this morning, earlier this morning. So I met him for the first time, and I will have him on the podcast. So, I think we chatted about it. So I've been studying this Web3 digital asset space, and I hosted the Heartland Digital Asset Exchange, a special bonus podcast of the Corporate Couch, interviewed 7 of the speakers for that conference at Heidi.
Like famous people.
Grant Cardone and a bunch of high-profile Web3 people. Dr. Esther George, former president of Kansas City Federal Reserve Bank. Yeah, it was fantastic. And got some books out of there. The Price of Tomorrow by Jeff Booth, The Big Print, What Happened to America and How Sound Money Will Fix It. And then a book that I had already knew about through my friend Lisa Syme, The End of Scarcity, The Dawn of the New Abundant World.
I ordered that one too.
Yeah, Kristen Ragusan. And it's all about money is really debt, and we're on this hamster wheel that, you being a financial advisor, we expect 2% inflation every year, and that's minimum, basically. That's what, the central banks, Federal Reserve banks shoot for. And it just erodes your money. So we're on this, the average price.
Especially when we have 9% inflation 2 years ago, 2022, I believe it was.
Yeah.
That hurts a
exactly.
little bit more than what, 2 to 3.
Yeah. And, the average price of a home in the U.S. is $661,000. And, if you're in your 20s and 30s, it's almost unreachable to buy a home. I mean, obviously people are making money, but it's about how we need to change. And and these books, what I love about them, they're not blaming people. They have solutions. So, digital assets.
Is it still a positive spin on things then? If it's talking about abundance, it sounds like it is.
Yeah, and even The Price of Tomorrow, the subtitle has something to do with abundance, and I only wrote down The Price of Tomorrow. The Price of Tomorrow is The End of Scarcity is written like a fiction book about 2 friends digging into the history of money and what money means. But really, in the world, but definitely in the U.S., money is debt. Debt equals money. Only 3% of our, cash is in actual dollar bills, $100 bills or cash reserves. The rest is, mortgages, credit card debt, student loan debt, whatever debt, car loans, etc.
You'll like this fact to add to that. The average vehicle, I just read an article this week or last week on it, is now over $50,000 for buying a new vehicle.
Jeez.
So I know there's cheaper vehicles, but I will tell you that the average is up to 50 because I know there's $150,000 and $200,000 vehicles now, like SUVs that aren't premium overseas brands.
Yeah.
So it's and I will tell you that I've also heard Esther George, who you mentioned, speak to the Financial Planning Association, and her take on debt is that debt from the government is a good thing. Did you read? If you haven't read about that? She just believes that means there's more money in the hands of the people to spend, take on more debt, continue to grow the economy. She's not a big fan in what I recall her speaking on a few years ago about having a balanced budget, because that's taking money from the people and giving it back to the government. That's an interesting viewpoint too.
Yeah, we can talk all about it. I mean, we can do the whole episode on that. The other 2 books that I mentioned, The Price of Tomorrow is a great look at how technology is deflationary, meaning you can do more with less. Things get cheaper. You can do things faster, and that's deflationary. Our economic policies in the world, again, the U.S., is all inflationary. It's it's a hamster wheel that's going to crack at some point. And then the big print is a little bit of both in terms of it talks about the history, but it also gives solutions. So those 3 books are just phenomenal in my mind. And I think, the 7 guests I asked on that Heartland Digital Asset Exchange episode was, what does the average American not understand about this new digital asset, Bitcoin, Web3, and they say the average American doesn't understand how money works today, which I would 100% agree with. So, yeah.
I'm curious, not to get into a political debate, is there any politics in any of these books leaning, or is it just try to be
No, that's what I'm
non-political?
saying. It really tries to separate. But I will tell you, Jeff Booth, that Price of Tomorrow book, I think it was published in late 2017, maybe 18. It predicts everything happening in the U.S. today, how people are more divisive. If you're, a libertarian and I'm a Democrat, I hate you and you hate me. And and it's something's got to change. How the government wants more control, and it's just very interesting. I mean, it predicted everything that's happening.
Except
7, 8 years
COVID, right? Did
later.
it predict that?
Did not predict COVID.
Okay. I was like,
But
wow.
again, I think, but all of the books again they really don't point the fingers. I mean, the inflationary, this is, Keynesian economics, I guess, that, it's all built on inflation. So inflation is good, but in 10-year period, and I forget the 10-year period, the world economy went $473 trillion in debt, and that only grew the economy, the world economy, about 45 trillion in growth.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
you can't. I mean, at some point,
Sooner or later, you got to pay for it. Personal balance sheets have to pay for it. Government balance sheets, maybe not. That's a problem. Yes.
And the U.S. dollar hasn't been tied to the gold standard since 1971. Like there's, it's just crazy how the big print. The name of the book is about we just print money. That's all we. I mean, and it means really nothing.
I look forward to reading one of those. I might have to have you send me the others.
Yeah. What else? You have a big Cersei Financial has a big anniversary coming up, right?
Oh, we did book a venue. I think we booked. I'm going to say it wrong. Can you say it for me? It's Jack Stack, location, the old Ritz Charles Fiorella's.
Fiorella.
I can never say
Fiorella.
it. Thank you.
Fiorella. Yeah.
We will be there in late April, I think is the date
Oh,
we've
nice.
secured. It's fun because it's 50 years. So this is none of our current ownership team was alive then. So it's kind of cool that it's going into the next transition.
Yeah.
We will be inviting clients that have been clients for 50. I don't know if one's been 50 years, a few have. And lots of new ones have come on over the years. We'll invite Mike Searcy back, but that's a perfect venue for me. I can get home in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
We reviewed a lot of different venues, but kept it out south where most of our clients are. But it's going to be fun. We're also doing this. You may recall that we're doing EOS, which is a growth system for a business based on a book called Traction. But we're also doing our strategic plan while we're bringing all of our team members in that in late April. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
Half of our team isn't here, and so although I talk to them every day or see them regularly on screen, it'll be fun to do social stuff, plan for the future, continue on with the momentum that's carrying, and celebrate with clients and referral partners in a way that's fun. So I'm glad that booking flights next. These things add up to throw parties, but they're worth the celebrations.
Yeah, nice. And it's so kind of you to invite Mike Searcy since the firm is named after him. That was really kind of you to think of that.
Yeah, we'll see if he comes. I'll give him a hard time. Yes, he'll be there. He is enjoying Florida, so that's why I mean invite. It's a bigger deal for him to come around now than it used to be. But I think he'll be down in Florida now for 10 years. It is turned into his home. He loves the area.
And you have a new team member, right? That started recently for you.
Yeah, on this podcast we've talked about maybe the ups and downs of hiring in the past. So we got a good one. Amy has been with us for 2 months. My book party that a lot of the listeners have been invited to on the 13th, she's taken the heavy lifting and it's been wonderful. A lot of things are like, I don't know the answer to that, and she's figuring it out. That's just one thing that's off my plate on top of just being very fun and personable, and even went to a social event on a weekend with me. So it's kind of cool that she's involved in the community and doing some of the same stuff I like to do. So it's just good to have someone rowing the boat that's on the same page, I guess.
Yeah. Does Bridget, your wife, know that you and Amy went to some event together?
She does. Bridget got to stay home with the
Oh,
kids
good.
and was jealous. It wasn't a celebration event. It was a friend was hosting. This is fun, and I guess I'll promote them. Friends moved back from Alabama to Kansas City in the last few months, and she has her own toffee business, and it's called Over the
Oh,
Top
nice.
Toffee. It was an open house for come see our new house that we moved and built, and then try our toffee. And I need to spend more money on the toffee. It was all gone over the weekend, and I can't blame my kids because toffee and kids' teeth not good. I ate all of it, all the samples, all that I bought.
There you
It might turn into a Christmas gift for people that I know, but that's what Amy went to with me when it was fun.
That's funny. That's funny. Any holiday plans for Thanksgiving or December
It's almost
holidays?
Thanksgiving.
I know.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. Part of the other thing that Amy's helped with is organizing calendars between business, personal. I'm sure that we're doing some for Thanksgiving, but I don't know. I can't think past next week. So
There you
yes, we
go.
are staying in town. That's the nice part. Family lives here. Topeka's the furthest we would have to go if we saw. So I'm just looking forward to the slowdown. I am
Yeah.
trying to be intentional this year about not being as busy. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that works.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to mention I got a new client that we're doing a podcast for about for internal podcast. Only members of the company can listen to it, and it's for a sales team, about 400 people. So it's basically getting messages out in a fun way in terms of sales tips and getting to know people and identifying and communicating best practices. So we're going to interview not only sales leadership and company leadership, but peers that are doing well, so other their colleagues can learn from them. So I'm very excited about that. It's a big
And
company.
you said that you that's what you like to do, right? So is this internal facing only?
Yeah, internal. So
Yep.
you put it on a platform where it's not you can't listen to it like people can listen to ours. The
Yeah.
millions of downloads we get each episode. It's just
True.
only
True.
company employees, or like the
But when
Smartless podcast. Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, and Will Arnett, as Jason Bateman likes to say. Now that our one listener likes to talk about, and they have a lot more than ours.
well, I think it's good because my team has grown our small company by a little bit, and so it's also interesting that we have L10 meetings, which is a form of EOS, but we don't talk as much as you'd think, even though we're a small team. So I can only imagine how much that might benefit in big organization hearing from tips and tricks from different people
Yeah,
to get the culture
yeah,
aligned because you can't be well connected when you get that big.
yeah.
I'm even struggling at 14 people.
Yeah. Well, it's also great for, larger companies, larger being, 100 plus,
Yeah.
where they're remote, when you have offices all over the country. So once you guys start expanding and get to, higher numbers, podcast is a great way to, improve the culture, make sure people know what the culture is, especially new team members. So yeah, it's been fun.
I'll do a shout out to one tech thing that we've used in the last year that is like that but different. You're talking about culture and teaching and sharing ideas and getting to know a person personally. I would imagine on your podcast, we're using Loom. Have you heard of Loom?
Yeah. Love Loom.
Loom, it's like now they're advertising it because it does make sense. You saved a meeting, like, oh, let me just record how we do this. If it ever comes up again, I can reshare it and you have something to reference.
Yeah.
Because I'm terrible at writing a process, but I'm okay at shooting a quick 3-minute video and
Yeah.
recording it. And Loom also writes the process based on what it hears you say and showing on your screen.
Oh, I
So
didn't know that part. That's great.
I think it's newer, but it's
Yeah.
when you have a video, you'd rather watch that.
Right.
But it's working out really well for our team to be able to share things and make processes without having to spend as much time.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we moved forward on that.
Yeah. Mark, around the time this episode will be published, Giving Tuesday will be around the same time. Anything you're doing differently this year?
Good question. That just came up yesterday with my team. Every year each team member tries to do a shout out on Giving Tuesday for something they're supporting. So I'm making a video. Mine this year happens to be on Wabash Cannonball. My wife and I are chairing the event in late February. It's going really well. We expect to be sold out from a table standpoint, which is 108 about around 108 tables. But I'm making a video celebrating that success for giving 55 scholarships a year to high school students to go to K-State in the 19th year that we've ever done it. Just met with Bob Bernier last week. He's a longtime supporter, and he gave a healthy check like he always does. So it's fun to see people rally around K-State to get people to go to a place that I love. So you'll hear more about that if you haven't already on Giving Tuesday for K-State and Wabash Cannonball.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Mark, thanks again for being on It's 5 o'clock somewhere. We wouldn't have this without you, so thank you.
Love it. Cheers. Happy holidays.
Thank you for listening to this special edition of The Corporate Couch. If you enjoyed the episode, I would love for you to take 2 minutes out of your day to rate us 5 stars and write a review. Please join me weekly where I interview great leaders that share their career journey and their leadership wisdom.